Your dogs at home won't be happy.
No, the dogs at home will not be happy. They'll be stirred up. Thank you. What's up? Happy New Year. All right, good evening. It is 6:30 p.m. and I'm calling this workshop session of the Lewisville City Council to order. We do have a quorum. Just a quick reminder to everyone in the room that these microphones are live. They pick up all sound from the dais and the audience area regardless if the meeting is live or recessed. So just a quick heads up. First up on the workshop, we have a discussion of the regular agenda items and the consent agenda items. Council, I'm going to go through these numbers pretty quickly. Just if you have questions, let's bring those up while we're reviewing. So item number 1, public hearing. Public hearing number 2.
Chief McNeil, how's this going to impact fire and their apparatus?
Which one we're talking about?
Public hearing number 2, which was the zoning change for the 37 single-family detached homes.
Well, it's the variances I'm got a question about. The width, the area. Is it going to impact fire apparatus getting in and out?
No, we will be okay.
Okay.
That all, Councilmember Kay?
Yep.
Thank you. Item 3. Consent agenda. We are going to exclude item number E6. We'll need to go into executive session to review a couple of things on that. So when we make that motion, I'll just need somebody to motion with the exception of item 6. Any questions or comments on 4? On 5? On 6? And on 7? Regular hearing, item number 8.
Chief McNeil, that's my same question to you about.
Yes, and then we're good.
Okay.
think tonight we're going to start with Councilmember Troyer on reports. Or did we do that last? You were last week. You were last time. So we're going to start with Councilmember Green on reports. Any other questions or comments about the agenda? If none, we are going to welcome up Fire Captain Jason Martinson. He has a PowerPoint presentation to discuss our new accelerant detection K-9 program. And I think he has a new, is it an officer? Do we have a title?
Our K-9 officer.
That sounds very official.
Very good.
Yeah, we're going to make you sit through a PowerPoint, but we know you're actually here just to see Selena. But Captain Martinson is over our investigations program. And with him tonight, we have Special Agent, ATF Special Agent, Steph Kanonitz. Did I get your name right? I've been messing it up all day. The ATF has an office here in Lewisville. We have a good relationship with them. Steph has helped us on several calls now and dug through and got dirty with the investigators, and they've been good partners for us. So they're here. Jason just got back from 6 weeks of training with Selena. The dog was trained. They had to train Jason to work with the dog. So we're excited to have them, and he's got, I'll turn it over to him as he explains our program to you.
Thank you, Chief.
Well, my name is Jason Martinson, Captain over Investigations Division, and also have Selena now. One thing that I'd like to bring up is we spent 6 weeks in Virginia with her, and she is a wonderful dog. Loves the affection, loves people, and loves just having people around her. So if you're around her, please, please, please pet her. She loves it. Just please don't feed her. That's the only thing I ask. So a few things about the Investigations Division. We have one full-time arson investigator in administration, 8 to 5. That's myself. We have 3 arson investigators that are shift-based personnel. That's our co-care team that were brought on because of the co-care program. So that's been a huge help, and they're slowly coming on board. We have 5 origin and cause investigators, and they're shift-based personnel. So when you see arson investigations, that's the criminal act that we go after, and origin and cause is simply where did it start and how did it start. Once you bring arson in it, that's where the legal part and the criminal part come in play. These are just fires by the numbers. We investigate roughly 250 fires per year. Every fire gets an investigation, whether it's started in a potted plant from a cigarette butt or it's a very large fire. We investigate them all. 30 to 40 we determine our investigations, arson investigations, which are criminal in nature. 5 to 10 of those cases actually get prosecuted a year. That's because of the complexity to prosecute arson. It's hard to get video of somebody actually lighting a fire, so you have to have a lot of different probable cause and other steps. That's 20%, that's about the national average. And here's Selena. She's a 20-month-old female black lab. She was assigned to us by the ATF. She's considered a liquid accelerant detection canine who is actually certified by ATF, and we recertify her every year. Her initial training came from Puppies Behind Bars. So she was raised in the prison system, and volunteers took them out to socialize them and see what they were good at and their demeanor. And depending on that, they then go into a service industry. There's about 60 ATF accelerant detection canine teams in the United States. Selena is one of 2 here in DFW. The next closest ones are in Houston, Tulsa, New Orleans, and I think there's some in Little Rock. So there's not many. Selena is trained to detect trace amounts of 6 different chemical compounds, which is about 200 different brands kinds of liquids, whether it's tiki torch fluid, gas, lighter fluid. There's a whole list of things that fall under those 6 different categories. We can respond to anything locally or nationally if called upon with the ATF. Selena is currently doing every fire scene in Lewisville and will continue to do that until we see that she's moving right along. But right now she's still training. Here's how this is going to help Lewisville in particular. When we determine that a fire is possibly arson, we have to look for an accelerant in most of those cases. In those cases, we're taking huge samples because we go off a pour pattern, we go off some other items that we can see. She can go right to a specific spot and point it out with her nose, and that limits the amount of time that we are cutting carpet or digging out a spot that maybe there's nothing there. So she can actually detect stuff that we send to the lab, and they can tell us yes or no right away if that's the case. Arson canines have been very successful and effective in court cases because of their sensitive noses, and not a whole lot of people want to go against the dogs, and they seem to work pretty well. It also aids in investigations of ruling out arson, which also will greatly reduce man hours if we're going down a path that we possibly shouldn't, or again, it might be one of those that we can't prosecute because we don't have enough clues or evidence on. Selena's 100% hand-fed by me. She's a food reward dog, so she only eats when she smells an accelerant. So therefore, we train her twice a day, sometimes up to 3 times a day. When I say we, I mean me. And that's normal for her. About 2.5 cups. I haven't divided that into handfuls, but it's several. Selena's, she's a normal puppy, and again, she loves trash cans and socks. So if she's walking through the office, she'll find all your trash cans for sure. Selena can be loved on any time when she's not working, but please do not feed her. We did a demo instead of doing one here. We did one out at the soccer field. This is 3 drops of an accelerant onto a little carpet pad, which is about the size of a thumb drive. And this is all the accelerant we need to use. And then from there, we take her to an open field. Again, this is the soccer field. And she doesn't like not being center of attention. So this is at the soccer field with a pretty good breeze. The only time that she finds or looks for an accelerant or cares about accelerant is if I give her the command to seek, and it's a wave of the arm, giving her a general direction to go. We've placed her upwind of this scent, and again, this is the carpet pad we just threw out there in the middle of the field to see if she could find it. And right away, she picks up the scent from the wind. You'll see her circle a couple times when she loses it, and then traces back to it. And then right there, she picks up the scent. If you watch her change her behavior, she'll pick up the scent and run right towards it. She finds stuff. Again, she's still puppy, so she kind of gets sidetracked like we all do. She's trained at this point, when she finds an accelerant, to sit on the accelerant. So when she sits on the accelerant, we feed her a handful then. And that's what she absolutely loves, is that handful of food. After we give her the food, I tell her to show me, and then she's trained to go right back to that source and put her nose back on that source. So again, it goes back to pulling a sample. If I can get her to get in the general area and then give her a show me, she's trained to put her nose right on that spot. And that way that sample is small and precise. So the show me, she gets some more food. And again, we do this till 2.5 cups are gone each day, whether it's 2 times a day, whether it's 3 times a day. That it can be overwhelming at times, but at the end of the day, it's such a great program that we can't, I don't think that there's any other option as far as there's a play reward dogs and there's also food reward. Labs are food reward dogs and they're food driven, and so this is a great option for us. And we were on the list for a long time to get this dog, and the gratitude for the city of Lewisville and for our chiefs of getting us this dog and the ATF is a great honor for us to have this dog. So, any questions?
Captain, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. No, thanks to the ATF and the partnership. Always am appreciative when the different branches of government and different levels can work together. It makes everybody better. So look forward to having her out there. Chief Deaver?
Don't leave too quick.
I mean, we gonna get a police dog we can pet like that? Anyhow, thank you guys. I appreciate that. I think that's all we have for the workshop sessions, so we are going to take a small break until 7 p.m. To start the regular session of the council meeting. Go, go, go. It is 7 p.m. I'm going to call this regular session of the Lewisville City Council to order. First up is our invocation with Deputy Mayor Pro Tem Jones.
Please join me in a moment of silence and contemplation. Thank you.
And the pledges to our flags by Mayor Pro Tem Green.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
All right, item C, public hearing number 1, consideration of an ordinance granting a zone change from temporary zoning classifications to planned development single-family residential district, PD-R-12 zoning. Planned development town estate single-family residential district, PD-TE zoning. Planned development estate townhouse residential district, PD-ETH zoning. Planned development townhouse 2 residential district, PD-TH-2 zoning. Planned development multifamily 3 residential district, PD-MF-3 zoning. Planned development local commercial district, PD-LC zoning. Planned development general business district, PD-GB zoning. Planned development general business number 2 district, PD-GB-2 zoning. And planned development mixed use district, PD-MU zoning on an approximately 2,568.38 acre tract of land generally located south of the San Rayburn Tollway, State Highway 121, and State Highway 121 business, north of Hebron Parkway, and on the east and west sides of Josie Lane, as requested by the City of Lewisville, the applicant. Case number 21-06-2-PZ. The Castle Hills Plan Development PD District incorporates all provisions of the 1996 Castle Hills Development Agreement along with the variances to the agreement approved by the City Council since 1996. The PD will ensure that permanent zoning is tailored to match existing development and that future development is compatible and consistent with surrounding existing development. The PD is composed of 3 subdistricts, each of which contains base zoning districts and associated concept plans. The special use permit, SUP, process is also incorporated for more intense uses. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended unanimous approval 5-0 on December 21st, 2021. It's recommended that the City Council approve the ordinance as set forth in the caption above. Mr. Richard Lutke is our planning director and available for questions. Council, if there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Second. Move to close the public hearing.
All right, I have a motion and a second. If you would please vote, Council. Motion passes 5-0. I will now entertain a motion to approve the ordinance as set forth in the caption.
Move to approve as set forth in the caption.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. City Attorney?
This is an ordinance of the Lewisville City Council amending the zoning ordinance by rezoning an approximately 2,568.38 acre tract of land out of the James Dooley Survey, abstract number 343, the Haynes and Bullion Survey, abstract number 621, the Peyton R. Splain Survey, abstract number 1218, and parts of the following properties: the Horatio Groom Survey, abstract number 440, the R. Hensworth Survey, abstract number 578, the W.J. Bonner Survey, abstract number 122, the W.C. Cantwell Survey, abstract number 293, the J.T. Sherrod Survey, abstract number 1691, the B.F. Draper Survey, abstract number 367, the H. Young Survey, abstract number 1448, the J.E. McWhorter Survey, abstract number 1690, the S.M. Hayden Survey, abstract number 537, the BBB and CRR Survey, abstract number 180, the Amos Singleton Survey, abstract number 1138, the B. Schoonover Survey, abstract number 1209, the T. Wilson Survey, abstract number 1352, J.B. Ship Survey, abstract number 1227, the BBB and CRR Survey, abstract number 173, the David Cook Survey, abstract number 234, the R. Hardin Survey, abstract number 613, the Horatio Groom Survey, abstract number 441, the W. Sparks Survey, abstract number 1201, generally located on the Sam Rayburn Tollway and State Highway 121 business north of Hebron Parkway on the east and west sides of Josie Lane from temporary zoning classifications of agriculture, open space, district zoning, single-family residential district zoning, town estate single-family residential district zoning, estate townhouse residential district zoning, townhouse 2 residential district zoning, multifamily 3 district zoning, local commercial district zoning, general business district zoning, general business 2 district zoning, and light industrial district zoning to planned development single-family residential district zoning, planned development town estate single-family residential district zoning, planned development estate townhouse residential district zoning, planned development townhouse 2 residential district zoning, planned development multifamily 3 residential district zoning, planned development local commercial district zoning, planned development general business district zoning, planned development general business number 2 district zoning, and planned development mixed-use district zoning as more specifically described in the attached Exhibit B, correcting the official zoning map, preserving all other portions of the zoning ordinance, determining that the public interest and general welfare demand the zoning change and amendment therein made, providing for repeal or severability and a penalty, and an effective date, and declaring an emergency.
Council, before we vote, I do want to thank Mr. Eric Stanley for being available for questions. He has, of course, been shepherding this whole process from the Bright family side of things, so I want to appreciate you guys and all the work on that.
Thank you, Mayor, and I thank Claire, Eric, Richard, Michelle Berry, John, and you guys. This was a lot of work went into this.
Council, if you'd please vote. Motion passes 5-0. Thank you. And it is a tremendous amount of work. I really do appreciate it. Next up, public hearing number 2, consideration of an ordinance granting a zone change from agricultural open space district to planned development estate townhouse district, PD-ETH, with 5 associated variance requests regarding front entry lots, driveway width and area, street pavement and screening on approximately 7.288 acres out of the L. Bourgeois Survey, abstract number 52, located at 2328, 2316, 2304, and 2274 South Euchre Lane, as requested by Josh Barton and Patricia Fant McAdams on behalf of Venkamanarana, and my apologies if I did not get that one right, Murari, the developer, and Robert E. and Dorothy Todd Revocable Living Trust, Robert and Sharon Todd, Charles B. Lambs, Mary Ellen Nedchek, John Samuel, and Dina Ann Wilson, the property owners, case number 21-06-2-PZ. The applicant is proposing a maximum of 37 single-family detached homes and 1.82 acres of open space on 7.28 acres. A central open space will preserve existing large post oak trees, and single-loaded streets on the north and south property lines will allow future expansion of the neighborhood on adjacent properties. The following 5 variances are requested. A, to allow front entry lots. B, to allow up to 47% of the front yard to be paved and for the driveway to be 47% of the lot width. C, to allow the developer to construct a temporary asphalt road to provide access for the development and to pay a street escrow for the remainder of the frontage on Euchre Lane. D, to allow the open space and existing trees to serve as the buffer along Euchre Lane. And E, allow a 6-foot-tall board-on-board wood fence between the development and the adjacent multifamily to the west. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended unanimous approval 6-0 on December 7th, 2021. It is recommended that the City Council approve the ordinance and 5 associated variances as set forth in the caption above. Available for questions, we have Mr. Richard Lutke, our Planning Director. We also have Ashton Miller with McAdams available for questions, and of course McAdams is here in support of the development. Council, are there any questions?
I have one, Richard. So regarding the first 2 variances, so I'm understanding the lots are 39 feet wide. The driveways are 18 feet wide.
Correct.
Plus like a radius or a flare or something.
Right.
So that leaves approximately, it's probably less than 20 feet by the between where the driveway connects to the curb and the next driveway. I'm just I'm wondering, I'm sure we've looked at the on-street parking and how much we can actually have with all the driveways in place. Are we good with the amount of on-street parking? Because I didn't see any, like, visitor parking or anything of that nature.
Right, we are good. This is the wider section. It's a 33-foot wide curb to curb versus when you have alleys, we have a 30-foot. So it's a little bit wider. This is very similar to some other developments that have similar size lots, and we've kind of looked at those as case studies, and they seem to be operating fairly well as far as parking and not being too overcrowded and having enough on-site parking for each lot.
Okay, so I was just wondering if, I understand that the street's wide enough, but with all the driveways, obviously you can't park in front of a driveway, so.
Right.
Is there any, there's no layout on how could we ask them to group driveways 2 by 2 so that there's more space in between them to park? I'm just worried about losing a whole lot of that space to where it's driveway after driveway and there's not enough room to park on the street.
That's something that we can look into and discuss with the developer.
Okay. But other than that, staff is not overly concerned about that?
No, like I said, we've had some other case studies that have been in existence for several years, and they seem to be operating pretty well.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Move to close the public hearing.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to close the public hearing. Council, will you please vote? The motion passes 5-0. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Move to approve the ordinance and 5 associated variances set in the caption.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. City Attorney, if you could please read the caption.
This is an ordinance of the Lewisville City Council amending the zoning ordinance by rezoning approximately 7.288 acres of land out of the El Bourgeois Survey, abstract number 52, located at 2328, 2316, 2304, and 2274 South Euchre Lane, from agriculture open space district zoning to planned development estate townhouse residential district zoning, correcting the official zoning map, preserving all other portions of the zoning ordinance, determining that the public interest and general welfare demand the zoning change and amendment therein made, providing for repeal or severability, a penalty, and an effective date, and declaring an emergency.
Council, if you'd please vote. Motion passes 5-0. Item 3, public hearing. Consideration of an ordinance granting a zone change from public use district to office district on approximately 1.269 acres, legally described as Lot 2R, Block A, Central Elementary Edition, located at 701 South Charles Street, as requested by Benny Jafari, TSMJV LLC, the property owner. Case number 21-12-8-Z. The office building located at 701 South Charles Street was previously owned by the Lewisville Independent School District. The current property owner would like to continue using the property as an office, but cannot operate in the public use zoning district as they are not a public entity. A zone change to office district is requested to allow private office use on the site. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended unanimous approval 5-0 on December 21st, 2021. It's recommended that the City Council approve the ordinances set forth in the caption above. Mr. Ludke is available for questions. Council, if there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Move to close the public hearing.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Council, please vote. Motion passes 5-0. Entertain a motion to approve.
Move to approve as set forth in the caption.
Second.
City Attorney?
This is an ordinance of the Lewisville City Council amending the zoning ordinance by rezoning approximately 1.269 acres, legally described as Central Elementary Edition, Block A, Lot 2R, and located at 701 South Charles Street, from public use district zoning to office district zoning, correcting the official zoning map, preserving all other portions of the zoning ordinance, determining that the public interest and general welfare demand the zoning change and amendment therein made, providing for repeal or severability, a penalty, and an effective date, and declaring an emergency.
Council, please vote. Motion passes 5-0. Item D, Visitor Citizen Forum. Speakers must address their comments to the mayor rather than to individual council members or staff. Speakers should speak clearly and state their name and address prior to beginning their remarks. Speakers will be allowed 5 minutes for testimony. Speakers making personal, impertinent, profane, or slanderous remarks may be removed from the meeting. Unauthorized remarks from the audience, stamping of feet, whistles, yells, and clapping, and similar demonstrations will not be permitted. In accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, the City Council is restricted from discussing or taking action on items not listed on the agenda. Action can only be taken at a future meeting. With that, I do have one request from Ms. Ariana King to speak. Ms. King, if you would please state your name and address for the record. Yes, please. Welcome.
And I live at 215 West Walter Street in Lewisville. I've been a resident on Walter Street for 44 years. I'm very proud of Old Town. I'm very proud to live on this side of town. And I was upset that I heard that our little gem of a pool was being considered to turn into a splash pad. I got on Facebook on our City of Lewisville residents page, and I had an overwhelming show of support to keep our pool. And then I noticed today, and thank you to the city for putting out a survey so you can hear our opinions and our concerns. I, for one, taught my children to swim in that pool. A lot of families on this side of town are single-car families, and it's a wonderful pool that you can walk to with your children and teach them to swim. And so thank you for your time, and thank you for putting out a survey. I intend to get on the page, our city page, and have everybody let you know what we think. Are the survey results, will they be posted that we can look at? And then when is the city going to make a final decision on the pool? Does anyone know?
I can ask that. Just to let you know, the council can't respond back because
Okay.
it's not posted, but we are going to have a workshop at the next council meeting to just go over the design and feedback of the survey and all of the facts related to that decision and the financials and stuff like that. So we'll have a meeting at, I think it's January 24th is our next meeting.
Okay, so we've got a few weeks to get the word out. Okay, thank you so much. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Item E, consent agenda. All of the following items on the consent agenda are considered to be self-explanatory by the council and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member or citizen so request. For a citizen to request removal of an item, a speaker card or e-comment must be filled out and submitted to the city secretary. City Attorney Plaster has requested that item E6 be pulled from the consent agenda. So I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda with the exception of item E6.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Council, please vote. All right, motion passes 5-0. In accordance with Texas Government Code Subchapter D, Section 551.071, consultation with attorney, we will be adjourning or moving into closed session to discuss item 6. Council, we are going to now address item number 6, approval of a resolution calling the May 7th, 2022 Lewisville City Council general election, approval of an election calendar, and authorization for the mayor to sign the election order. An election calendar has been prepared for the May 7th, 2022 City Council election, which will include places number 4, 5, and 6 on the ballot. State law requires that canvassing of the election be held between the 3rd and 11th day following an election. City staff recommends that the City Council set the canvass for the regular City Council meeting on May 16th, 2022. City staff will be meeting with both counties in the coming weeks to obtain contracts for election services with both Denton and Dallas counties. These contracts will address polling locations for both early voting and election day. It is recommended that the City Council approve the proposed resolution and election calendar and authorize the mayor to sign the election order as set forth in the caption above. I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution and election calendar and authorize me to sign the election order as set forth.
Yes, I'm sorry, my mic was not on, so I was trying to turn it on. Move to approve the proposed resolution and election calendar and authorize the mayor to sign the election order as set forth in the caption.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Councilor, is there any discussion? If you would please vote. Motion passes 5-0. Item F, regular hearing. Consideration of a variance to the Lewisville City Code, Section 9.5-92, paving regarding driveways on Lot 2, Block A of Hatcher Herod Addition, as requested by Stephen Homeyer, Homeyer Engineering Incorporated, on behalf of the owner. The property owner is proposing to build a 4,600 square foot medical office building on a 0.45 acre lot zoned Old Town Mixed Use 2 within the Hatcher Herod Addition located on Church Street and Herod Street, and is requesting the following 2 variances. A, to reduce the required driveway radii from 20 feet to 19 feet, and B, to reduce the required driveway spacing of 50 feet to 0 feet along Church Street. It's recommended that the City Council approve the variances requested as set forth in the caption above. I do have Mr. David Selman, our city engineer, available for questions, as well as Mr. Stephen Homeyer, who is available for questions as asked. If there are no questions, Council, I will entertain a motion to approve the variance requests.
Move to approve the variance requests.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any comments? If none, Council, please vote. Motion passes 5-0. We are to reports. Mr. Homeyer, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. With that, we will move into reports. These are reports about items of community interest regarding which no action will be taken, except maybe the lake level. I might figure out what to do with that. And if you wouldn't mind, we'll start with Councilmember Green.
Okay, I was going to give the lake level, but I'm not going to steal Keith's thunder. So I was just going to remind everybody, in case there are any other procrastinators out there who have not taken their Christmas trees down, if you do need to take your Christmas tree down and it is a real tree, we are still accepting trees for the tree recycling out at Lake Park until January 14th.
Thank you.
That is all.
Councilmember Jones?
Okay, with the Mlk Holiday coming up and the day of service, anybody who's in the Lewisville area wants to come out and meet Commissioner Mitchell or myself, will be cleaning up the Champion Macedonian Cemetery. It'll be from 8 to 12. You can go to my Facebook page and get all the details about the information we need everybody to come out and help out and serve a good cause. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilmember Kate?
I really don't have any reports.
City Manager?
Just a good first day.
I'm going to circle back on that one. Councilmember Meredith?
Yes, I've got some library activities for the week of January 3rd. Basic computer skills, Wednesday, January 5th, 10 to 11:30. No registration required at the computer lab. Story stroll story time for families with children of all ages, Friday, January 7th, 10 to 10:30. No registration required. Central Park. Friends of the Library book sale. I know this is a popular event every year. Friday, January 7th, 5 to 7 p.m. Saturday, January 8th, 9 to 5 in the Glenmore Savage Community Room. Medicare workshop, Saturday, January 8th, 10:30 to 11:30. No registration required at the Crawford Meeting Room.
Councilmember Troyer?
I have a number of items from the Lewisville Grand Theater. First of all, performances. Perpendiculars is presented by DFW Play on January 7th. As always, the acoustic jam goes on Friday evenings from 6 to 9. That's presented by the Visual Art League of Lewisville. In terms of activities, there is a free art workshop, Portraiture in Charcoal, presented by the Visual Art League of Lewisville on January 8th. There will be a gardening class presented by Keep Lewisville Beautiful on January 20th. Art exhibitions, New Beginnings, presented by the Visual Art League of Lewisville, will be from January 8th to February 3rd. And then the MLK Student Art Show, presented by the Committee to Commemorate MLK Junior Day, will continue or be January 20th through February 19th.
Thank you, sir. City Attorney? Anything? City Secretary?
Nothing to report, Mayor.
Mr. Salmon?
Nothing, Mayor.
Nothing.
Mayor and Mayor Pro Tem, the lake level is 520.39.
All right. That's good. That's good. We don't want to lower it.
No report, Mayor.
No, thank you. Chief? Mr. Ferris? All right. So I have two brief things. First is we have scheduled the next quarterly mayor's overview. I'm not sure exactly what we call these yet. This will be the second one, however. But it will be at Venture X over in Castle Hills, and it will be an overview of things of import and summary of what's going on in the city for the last quarter and what we're looking forward to. Some items of particular interest will be parks as well as our neighborhood resource officers. So those will be a couple of the high points of the conversation, but y'all are welcome. We're trying to put these in different parts of the city so people have different opportunities to get by, and it'll be in the evening. There'll be more information on social media and whatnot as we get a little closer to that. The second item is that I have a new person sitting to my left. The building and the city are still standing, and congratulations, Claire. We are grateful to have you here steering the ship, and here's to a great first day. You can.
I actually am going to use this opportunity because I forgot to say it earlier, which is we have promoted Gina McGrath, and I apologize for not saying that, to Assistant City Manager.
Yay!
So congratulations, Gina.
Outstanding. Thank you. Well earned. Well earned. We got a great team. So. With that, if there are no other announcements, we are going to go ahead and move into closed session in accordance with Texas Government Code, Subchapter D, Section 551071, consultation with attorney, legal issues regarding the villages at Lewisville Plan Development District, and as established by Ordinance number 4225-11-2015Z, and amended by Ordinance number 0232-20-ZON. Section 551.072, real estate, property acquisition, and Section 551.087, economic development, deliberation regarding economic development negotiations. back in session. Council, is there any action to be taken?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Council, please vote. And we are adjourned. That is what, 7:50 p.m.? Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.